So I'm going to move over a little bit here, and you can see it is tracking with me still. How cool is that? I'm moving around and it's following me, it's tracking me. The AI is very accurate and responsive. Hey everyone, Digital David here. Today in this video, I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing the ZEEGOO 4K webcam with built-in microphones. I did receive this product to review, but any opinion expressed in this video is strictly my own. That being said, if you're interested in this product, you want to find out more about it, the link to it will be in my video description below. You can see the nice retail box and packaging right here with their customer service and contact information on the sides. You can see it from the back, but from the front of the box, we can learn more about this webcam. It's an AI-powered auto-framing video conference camera with 4K resolutions, 3840 by 2160p at 30 frames per second. Now let's go ahead, let's open it up and look at the package contents. Here are all the package contents. First up, we have your customer service and contact card, followed by your user guide and manual, complete with a breakdown of product features and tech specs. So 12 megapixel fixed lens, 120 degree field of view, 4K resolution, 30 frames per second, but we have other options as well, all at 30 frames, 4x digital zoom. Here's some more product features you can see with a nice explanation. Remote control settings. And you can see we have more product settings for you in different installation modes depending on how you want to install the camera. 5 different options. Then a QR code with their customer service and contact info again. Next, you can see we have a screw right here we can use with the tripod. We have a USB Type-C to Type-A adapter. We have an included tripod right here. So you can see the tripod fully extended out with those screw options for us, one on each leg, as well as the main screw. Then you can see we have the included remote control. You can see all the buttons and controls right there with their logo and branding. We can flip it over too. You can see we have a spot for 2 AAA batteries that are not included. We have our USB 2.0 cable right here, so check it out. The Type-A end is going to plug in your computer, or you can use the included adapter if needed to get USB Type-C. And then this end is going to plug into the camera. And last but not least, we have the webcam itself right here. Go ahead, you can check that out. You can see from all different sides and angles right here. Here just on the bottom, you can see we have our tripod connector, and we have a really nice adjustable stand. So we can really tilt this webcam and adjust it however we see fit. Full flexibility and range of movements and motion right there. So we have every possible angle you would want. You're able to configure this if you want to mount it to the top of a TV, that sort of thing, a computer monitor. You can do that. 4K clearly labeled for you on the front. You can see their logo as well. Now let's go ahead, let's plug this in and try it out. So here we go. You can see I got the camera plugged in, powered on. We have 4K 3840 by 2160p at 30 frames per second. That's your sample video coming right out of the webcam. We also have the raw unedited audio, so you can hear how that sounds. This truly is a plug and play webcam. Windows, Mac, Linux, doesn't matter. For Windows, I did check by default the audio settings for the input volume is 100. You can adjust that. So I have mine set to 75. But here's the audio sample quality you can expect with the built-in microphones. They do a good job with noise canceling. But this is your raw 4K video and audio with the included tripod, as you can see. We have that installed on the table right here. Now let's go ahead, let's configure it down to 1080p so we can check out some of the other settings that this webcam has to offer. Now we got the webcam configured so we can go over some of the settings. We have the resolution set to 1920 by 1080p, 30 frames per second. And you may have noticed I have it installed on a monitor now to showcase what it's like to use this to mount to a screen. Very versatile, whether you're doing a really thin screen on a laptop, on a computer monitor, or a thicker screen on a TV. You're not going to have any issues with the mount options that they give you right out of the box. It's a very nice stand, and don't forget, we can adjust the tilt up or down as well. So now it's time to go over the controls with this webcam. So we have a couple different options. The first button in the top right-hand corner, we can disable the video. Now keep in mind, you can still hear me. The microphone is not disabled. That's just the video. We have our power and standby button as well. Then you can see we have 3 different profile buttons. So we can configure the profiles depending on if we have it framed in a certain way. We can reference those camera settings in the future. Just hold down the button for 3 seconds when you have it framed the way that you desire. Next up, you can see we have our arrow keys and our home button. So watch as I go ahead. We can use the arrow keys to go left, right. We can pan up and down. So we do have some really cool features there. It's done digitally. But you may notice right now it's not doing anything because we're all the way out. So I got to use the zoom buttons down below to go in a little bit. Now you can see I can use the arrows to adjust it up, down, to the left, or to the right. So we can set the framing ourselves. Really cool. The technology is really cool with this camera, and the picture quality is surprisingly good. So surprisingly good right here. So there we go. You can see the arrow keys work. Then when we're done, we can just push the home and you can see it's going to go to the default settings right there. Next up, we have our focusing options. We have 2 different options. If we want to have the auto focus, depending on who's in the frame, or we can do the manual option. So let's go ahead. Let's push the auto. So there we go. It's going to focus in on me now. So I'm going to move over a little bit here and you can see it is tracking with me still. How cool is that? I'm moving around and it's following me, it's tracking me. The AI is very accurate and responsive. Here's a quick movement and it didn't lose me in the frame. So there we go. You can see I'm over here. That's going to be, oh, hey, check that out. I thought that was going to be the end of the frame right there. Wow, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm really pushing this thing. There we go. It sees me. That's as wide out as it can get, but it's still able to track me. And there we go. Now we're back in the shot. That was really impressive. Really cool. So again, it's tracking and framing me automatically. If you're using this in a conference setting, it can frame everybody else with you as well. If you don't want that option, then the next button, you can just disable that and do it manually. We have the zoom. Again, I showed you that earlier, guys, the zoom buttons. That will only work if we disable the framing. And then you can see we can use those other manual controls again. And then our last option, this is pretty cool too. We actually have built-in menu settings for the camera. So look at this. Look at the options we have right here. You'll see it on the screen right over my face. We can change the language. You can set exposure. You can see the different options you can tweak depending on your preferences. So right here within the webcam, if you have a conferencing app and a call pulled up and you need to make a quick change, you can do it right from here with the remote control. And we have default everything. So we haven't tweaked any of the settings. It's just auto everything and it's doing a really good job. So it's cool that we have those options. So there's the mirror, which is cool. And then we could flip it if we installed it upside down. We have all those different settings that we can tweak right there depending on the usage scenario. So the remote control is very comfortable to hold too. It's just easy to hold in your hand and it works great, very responsive with the webcam. Now let's go and try out the webcam in a couple different lighting environments. So you can see right now we have all the studio lights turned off. The room is only being illuminated by a window behind the webcam. This is what it looks like in a harsh lighting environment. Typically in a business environment, you're gonna have much better lighting than this, but I wanted to showcase what this camera is capable of doing so you can see the image quality right here, how everything looks. And especially if you want to use this at home and maybe you don't have the best lighting, you can get a realistic sample of what this is going to look like if you want to work from home virtually and use this camera. But we're going to go ahead, we're going to turn on the auto framing again, and we're going to see in this environment if it's still able to track with us. So I'm over here. Now you can see it's following back to me. Here we go. We might be a little bit further out of the shot. I think that's too far out of the shot, just like last time. But here we go. We're going to move around again. And you can see it's really going to frame and follow us digitally with that AI technology. Really cool. So the lighting environment is not affecting its abilities to track with us. So even in that low light, harsh environment, different shadows, everything else competing for the camera's attention, you can see we stay in frame, it's going to follow in frame to us Really cool to put that to the test. You can get closer to the camera so you can see I'm close right there. Let's go over here and get close again. And you can see it's going to want to work on expanding that picture, but it does a really good job framing. I can't stress that enough. Now let's go ahead, let's try it out in another environment. So now we have the window covered with blackout blinds. We only have 4 monitors illuminating the room right now. So ironically, it's a lot darker than what we previously had, but I think the image quality looks fantastic for the lighting environment. That's due to the great sensor that we have that's able to pick up the light that is in the room and make the most of it. So you can see the quality right here for the image in a very dark and dimly lit room. Most of you probably will have much better lighting, so rest assured if you don't have great lighting, this is going to be able to compensate pretty drastically for different lighting environments. But now let's put it to the test again. Let's turn back on auto framing. Here we go. We got auto framing right here. We're going to go off to the side and you can see where we're at with the framing. Hello. And then we're going to go over here and you can see where we're at with the framing. So it's still really responsive, just like it was previously. So you can see that. We're staying in focus too. It's doing a good job as we move around the room. Obviously, we can always get to a part over here where we're off screen and it's the best that it's able to do, as you can see right there. But that's still pretty impressive. Given the lighting environment, how everything looks, it's doing a fantastic job. The AI is still very, very responsive. So let me share with you my final thoughts in regards to the ZEEGOO webcam. This really is a webcam on steroids. Thanks to that great Sony sensor, we have fantastic image quality and 4K resolution. It's a very responsive camera as well with great sounding audio. Well, great might be a stretch. I don't know if any webcam has great sounding audio, but the audio is good enough for most people in business use case scenarios. I always want to see audio and video quality continually improved in all of these products, regardless of price point or feature set. So the same old true with this webcam. But if you're looking for a conference camera and you're on a budget and you want those AI features, you want the remote control capabilities, this is definitely a highly competitive product. I can't say enough good things about the remote control. It would be cool if we could use all these features in 4K, but that would mean the webcam would have to capture an even higher resolution. So maybe someday it can have a 6K sensor where we can get all those features even at 4K if you wanted to stream with that resolution. Other than that, I think the size is a little bit big. It's a little bit big and bulky in regards to the overall form factor. For most people though, that's probably not going to matter because it's going to rest on a tripod, a monitor, or a TV. But if you are traveling with this, just keep that in mind. It's on the larger size from other webcams and conference cams that I've reviewed. And to be a true conference cam, it'd be nice if we had some 360 audio capabilities as well built into this. So I'd expect to see that in the future. But if you're looking for those AI features with 4K resolution and the ability to track some people, you know, around the room within its field of view, this is really a cool camera with solid features at a competitive price. Well, that concludes our video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget the product link will be in our video description below. Please go ahead, check it out, and do your shopping from there. Any purchase made through that link helps support our channel at no additional cost to you. So we're really grateful and thankful for all of your support. While you're at it, can you go ahead and hit that like button for us? And subscribe to our channel. We have new content coming out daily and we don't want you to miss anything. Please go ahead and give us a follow online and make it a clean sweep. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, Discord. You can message us on WeChat, check out our website, and join our free newsletter. Thank you guys so much for being here. Don't forget new content daily, and we can't wait to see you in our next video.